we use the CBMS uses enumerators from the community. What we're doing is actually providing them with a questionnaire that would encompass not just health and nutrition indicators, but indicators relating to the other dimensions of poverty. So barangay health workers, barangay nutrition scholars, some barangay officials, some teachers, some students would be the likely candidates for this for enumerators.
Halos ayaw magpakuha ng data tungkol sa pamilya nila kasi unang-una iniisip nila baka daw yun ay about BIR, taxes, baka malaman daw kung sila ay maraming lupain. Tapos yung iba naman busy sa trabaho.
Some of the questionnaires that we checked are erroneous, about 5%.
There would be a supervisor who would be looking at the questionnaires at the end of the day and making sure that the questionnaires have been properly filled up, and would be getting feedback from the enumerators in terms of problems that they have encountered and how to best solve these problems. One other important aspect of the CBMS that has a bearing on the quality of the data is the validation aspect. Here, the data is presented to the community in a way that the community can assess the accuracy of the data, either in maps, in tables, or numbers. This validation aspect is helping a lot in terms of the quality of the data, which you don't find. This validation aspect is not even present in many of the censuses and surveys being collected by the national statistical offices.
Once the people are gathered, the barangay captain would present the result of CBMS, and then while he was presenting the results, he would, from time to time, ask the community why such problem happens in the community, and he also solicits their proposed solution to the problem. There are times when there are no people in the barangay hall, then we will be the one calling them, or there are times when we have to postpone the validation itself.
Just conducting a community assembly may not ensure sustainability. Organizing a community assembly does not ensure ownership.
There are several challenges, and what we found is that the human resources, the capacity of the local government units to implement CBMS is one of the big challenges faced in implementing CBMS on a big scale.
For example, in human aspect, we utilize the practicum student. Like in computer, we use computer in other offices. And the budget, we lobby in the legislative body. That's how we gather our resources in implementing CBMS.
Basically, the main challenge is the availability of computers.
Right now, there are only very few municipalities that have computers for processing the data.
And basically, some of the technical staff at the province and municipal level are not that computer literate, so we have to train them on how to use certain applications.
They are the one to train us, and after that, we became a trainer to other municipalities.
With the CBMS, there is the component of the GIS, or Geographic Information System. It gives me an opportunity to present to our decision makers what are our assets, what are our problems, and they can have a more vivid view of the whole municipality in terms of the indicators, the social indicators.
If you have a table, you still have to do some analysis to be able to say, okay, these are the problems and this should be what I should be doing. But with maps, it's so easy to be able to prioritize.
This map shows the status of the households, and we could clearly see by zooming. So the red dots are the households or household location below poverty level, and the green dots represents households above the poverty threshold. Sometimes our officials who doesn't have the technical background to understand these tables, charts, but with the maps, they could better understood. So it levels of the appreciation by the technical people and by our decision makers.
There has to be a critical mass to be able to really expand the use of CBMS. That critical mass can come from the existing users and linking to those processes of similar nature. Because CBMS is not the only process to gather household level data.
we see that CBMS will only work if there is decentralization. Because if you have decentralization, then there's this incentive of local government units to use information to be able to allocate their budget, to be able to implement projects well, and to be able to assess the impact of what they're doing. So a lot of advocacy is needed.
Statistics in the Philippines are at a higher level than in a number of other countries. An approach like the CBMS would have better chances of succeeding in the country because the culture is already there. And I think a very material factor is the people. We Filipinos tend to take matters in our hands, and the CBMS process is a process of getting matters into our own hands. So that's very much, in line with our psyche as a people.
I think we've been able to raise awareness about the usefulness of CBMS here in the Philippines. Nevertheless, I think it would still require a lot of effort on the part of our team to be able to institutionalize it nationwide. So we're looking forward to that day when we would have a national repository of CBMS data so that it would be easy to identify who should be getting assistance and for how long should they be getting assistance. So, and then I'd be able to retire.
Well,